Any truck can now launch drones? Iran ally unveils a containerized battlefield weapon, raising fresh security concerns. Mojtaba's friend building a hidden drone army with truck-mounted launch systems before Khamenei's funeral? How worried should US be about these containerized drone launchers and their rapid deployment capability? What happens when these box of war drone launch systems begin appearing across multiple battlefronts? China unveiled new footage showing a truck-mounted electromagnetic catapult launching a fixed-wing drone during a demonstration. The video showed 3 container-sized trucks linked together to form a mobile launch platform for unmanned aerial vehicles. The system used an electromagnetic aircraft launch system to catapult a fixed-wing UAV into flight without a conventional runway. The footage was released by the School of Mechanical Engineering at the Beijing Institute of Technology. China said the standard container-based modules can be deployed on both land platforms and maritime vessels. The program includes dedicated modules for air defense, anti-ship warfare, land attack, electronic warfare, radar, and command functions. Truck-mounted design. Modular launcher is mounted on trucks for high mobility and flexible battlefield deployment. Container-compatible. Designed to fit inside standard shipping containers for easier transport and concealment. Launch configuration. 3 separate trucks combine to form a single electromagnetic launch rail. Drone capability. Built to launch fixed-wing unmanned aerial vehicles without requiring a conventional runway. Flexible deployment. Can be operated from both land-based positions and maritime platforms. Rapid mobility. Designed for quick assembly, relocation, and redeployment between operational areas. The developer said the system was designed with a rapid plug-and-play concept for fast military deployment in different operational environments. China said the project aims to manufacture as many as 2,000 modular weapon systems every year once full-scale production begins. Military observers said the modules could allow civilian ships to be rapidly armed and repurposed during a potential Taiwan contingency. Beijing said the containerized systems could also be exported to partner nations participating in its Belt and Road Initiative. Rapid deployment. Plug-and-play design enables quick deployment with minimal setup time in different operational environments. Mobile launch capability. Supports UAV launches from remote and dispersed locations without fixed infrastructure. Civilian ship conversion. Allows commercial vessels to be rapidly converted into military support platforms when required. Lower operating costs. Modular containerized design reduces deployment, transport, and infrastructure expenses. Distributed operations. Enables a dispersed force posture, making assets harder to detect and target. Military-civil fusion. Designed to support China's strategy of integrating civilian infrastructure with military capabilities. Analysts said the modular containerized design could reshape future warfare by enabling highly distributed and rapidly deployable combat operations. This comes as Iran's late supreme leader is set to be laid to rest following 6 days of state funeral ceremonies. State funeral ceremonies for Iran's late supreme leader begin on July 4th, with burial scheduled to take place on July 9th. The developments also come as China remained largely on the sidelines while the US-Israel conflict with Iran escalated across the Middle East. Beijing has continued to prioritize its trade-first diplomatic approach despite its significant economic and strategic interests in the Iran crisis. Amid rising fears of a potential Chinese invasion of Taiwan, the U.S. Air Force has sent fighter aircraft to a base near the strait, using the deployment to signal commitment to the island's defense while also strengthening its own regional readiness. The U.S. Air Force dispatched F-15EX fighters to Kadena Air Base on June 29 for familiarization visits, giving air crews and ground personnel a chance to work directly with the new jets in a strategically vital location close to Taiwan. The trip is meant to train maintenance, logistics, and support crews on the new aircraft, according to reports, ensuring that the entire sustainment chain understands how to operate, repair, and supply the F-15EX before it enters full frontline service. These aircraft currently belong to a test and evaluation squadron rather than a frontline combat unit, underscoring that this phase is focused on proving, refining, and integrating the platform rather than conducting active operational patrols. The first fully operational F-15EX squadron is expected to stand up sometime between 2027 and 2029, marking the point at which the jet will begin regular missions and deployments as part of America's combat force structure. Details of this deployment and training activity were reported by Military Watch magazine on July 1st, which highlighted how the familiarization visits fit into Washington's broader effort to prepare for high-intensity scenarios around Taiwan. The focus at Kadena Air Base is on intensive hands-on training with the F-15EX's advanced digital avionics and electronic warfare gear, so that pilots and ground crews can fully exploit its sensor fusion, data links, and self-protection systems during high-tempo operations near the Taiwan Strait. Ground crews are learning how to maintain complex mission computers and onboard diagnostic systems, building the technical expertise needed to keep the aircraft's software, electronics, and health monitoring tools running reliably in a demanding forward-deployed environment. The N/APG-82V1 ASA radar gives the F-15EX much longer detection range and far better resistance to jamming, significantly enhancing the jet's ability to track multiple targets at once, operate in heavy electronic warfare conditions, and support both offensive and defensive missions. Reports say the new radar can handle air-to-air and air-to-ground tasks at the same time, allowing the aircraft to engage enemy fighters, monitor incoming threats, and support strikes on surface targets in a single sortie without sacrificing situational awareness. Plans call for 36 F-15EX fighters to be stationed at Kadena, a number that reflects the base's critical strategic value and its role as a major hub for projecting U.S. air power into the Western Pacific and the approaches to Taiwan. Because Kadena's location is so close to the Taiwan Strait, the base is seen as a key launch point for any possible U.S.-China conflict scenario, placing the F-15EX fleet within rapid response range for crises or deterrence operations around the island. The F-15EX offers greater range and weapons load than most other Western fighters, giving it the capacity to carry large numbers of missiles and bombs over long distances, which is crucial for sustained missions across the vast Pacific theater. However, the F-35 still faces Block 4 upgrade delays and ongoing maintenance issues that limit how many jets can be kept combat-ready, meaning its stealth advantages are offset by availability challenges that reduce its practical frontline presence. High availability rates make the F-15EX better suited for long, intense operations, since its proven airframe and maintainability allow more sorties and more consistent coverage, which is vital in any protracted standoff near Taiwan. Even so, the jet is still outmatched on paper by China's J-20, which combines stealth shaping with longer range, giving Beijing a high-end fighter that can threaten U.S. assets from a distance while being harder to detect and track. China also plans to field sixth-generation fighters in the early 2030s, aiming to leap ahead with platforms that integrate stealth, advanced sensors, manned-unmanned teaming, and potentially novel propulsion or weapons technologies. Because the F-22 program failed to deliver a widely fielded full successor and was capped at relatively low numbers, the F-15 family remains heavily used, driving the push to modernize the design into the F-15EX to keep it relevant on the front line. The 2027 budget plans to buy 267 F-15EXs, up from an earlier target of 129 aircraft, signaling a major investment shift that makes this upgraded fourth-generation platform a central pillar of future U.S. air power. The F-15EX build-up at Kadena shows Washington is betting heavily on a robust 4+ generation fleet near Taiwan, using a mix of range, payload and reliability to complement stealth assets and maintain a durable, credible deterrent against China.